so thoughtful and kind to people.
He's a very thoughtful man.
Patient, interested, thoughtful.
Has exhibited great leadership skills.
Inviting, encouraging, supporting.
Good guy. Happy and proud to call him my friend.
Let him ring for kindness, let him ring for health. Let him ring for those who can't ring them themselves. Let him ring for honor, let him ring for pride. Let him ring for victory on a Friday night.
I've been a friend of Dr. Goorey for a good long period of time, and the friendship started when I was in the 5th grade. At that time we were singing in a full-time boy choir school. Lou was interested in music and I was too. It was just a really wonderful relationship.
I've known Dr. Goorey for a long time. In fact, my children, when they were small, he was their pediatrician.
Lou and I had known each other in the medical community. We both entered our medical practices about the same time. And Lou was a good doctor, and he wasn't interested just in an infection or an illness. He was interested in everything that went into making for healthy people.
Nearly 4 decades ago, I remember a young fledgling public administrator went to lunch with a city council wannabe, because I think the city council wannabe had some questions about budgeting. And I don't know why I was there, since I just barely knew where the building was. That just sticks in my mind as kind of the first time that I really sat and talked to Lou.
Always fiscally very prudent. That's the reason why we're in such great financial shape. AAA rating, I think. That goes to the credit of all the people, particularly city council members, who have made it clear that, we're going to do what we need to do, but we're going to be smart about it. And under Lou's leadership, that I think has happened. The community should be, and I know is, very appreciative of the leadership that Lou's shown on those kinds of things.
He was very good at being the president of the council. He had a style that was open to the people that came before us. He didn't let anything get out of control. He always tried to embrace the whole council with everything. He was really great as a leader in this community.
Lou has done his homework, that he's well informed about the issues ahead of time, and that he encourages people to come in and bring their needs and their concerns. It's not a Lou Goorey thing that he's doing. It's encouraging the involvement of a variety of people, and Lou taking great pleasure in seeing people develop. I felt all election day a bit of a hollow place in my stomach, realizing that Lou wasn't on the ballot and wasn't going to be re-elected again, because he's done a remarkable job.
Dr. Lou Goorey is a person that means stability. He just was an outstanding leader who did, I thought, an outstanding job, and Worthington has to be proud of what he did over his 40 years.
He let discussion continue at times to what I thought might be just a tad too long, because no one was ever cut off. We never had limits on how long you could speak. It was just come in, say your piece, and we'll move on and we'll address an issue. I never saw him flustered. I never saw him angry. He was always someone who wanted to hear the issue and was committed to staying until the issue was somehow addressed. His leadership style, I think, made everyone feel included. I think he was someone who understood that elected officials are there to work with the community, and I never thought that he had any motivation except for the betterment of this community. The city could not have had better leadership than it had with Lou Goorey.
He really desires in everything he does to make sure that Worthington is the kind of community that we all want. He's dedicated to many, many, many more things than simply going to the council meeting on Monday night.
Would Worthington be successful in a lovely community? Absolutely. I think it is much better for having had Dr. Lou Goorey.
The village green, those who came before us were the first to build a dream they left behind.
I don't ever remember in almost 40 years Lou saying no to a worthwhile community project.
He always had something that was going on, and he would call me. I remember his inviting me to a meeting in which it was hoped that people would be interested in joining the local Jaycees.
But I remember speaking at an induction to a very prestigious Masonic ceremony where he was being honored. And of course, I think he always had to kind of schedule around going to the Ohio high school wrestling tournaments to be a physician on call. He's just always been involved in a bunch of organizations. He laughs and talks about his involvement with the Jaycees. I've never known Lou not to be busy. Now, don't forget along the way, he has a family, a wife, grandchildren, lots of friends, and so he's a busy guy. Oh yeah, he was a doctor too, wasn't he? Yeah, you know that.
See the beauty, the goodness and the grace on the village green.
This year-long exciting celebration leading to Worthington's 200th birthday on October 25, 2003.
That he has given such leadership. Of course, I remember the Bicentennial.
Celebrating our past and building our future with pioneering spirit.
He had a committee that had started planning at least 5 years ahead of time, that they had time to think about kinds of programs that would be interesting.
Lou was always a little skeptical, I think, about the wagon train. He had some concerns about how well that was going to come off from a logistics standpoint.
People got behind it, as we were certain they would, but you know, we needed the leadership that Lou Goorey brought to the table. It turned out to be a spectacular affair.
Lou was, of course, on the head wagon. It just seemed, here we were in a wagon with horses going down roads as if the pioneers had done. And that was fun. It was really fun.
There wasn't a dry eye, I think, in the whole town on that 4th of July morning. We were thrilled as the parade that came down High Street and then turned down to the high school, as it paused and we in our 13 wagons entered into that parade. I think that there was a pride, a happiness, a feeling of accomplishment that we too were pioneers here, and we were going to continue to build a better community. And Lou had such a positive way in all of those events.
And you know, he's always up for a party. I mean, he enjoys community celebrations as much as anybody I know. He was, I think, convinced that we could do a whole bunch of things.
The bells of Worthington ring.
Eric Nesda's piece, the play. But there were so many things that were so much fun. And the wagon train made it.
May they never dishonor the name of Worthington.
The Arts Center comes to mind, and how he and Nancy together have worked on that project over the years, and we're so grateful for everyone who's participated in that.
I looked at that building that the Art Center's in, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's just, what are we going to do? Finally got all worked out, and we have an art facility, and everybody's using it, and it's great.
Lou and Nancy's leadership there, certainly in their quiet but thoughtful, hard-working way, it came about, and we're all enjoying it today, and I'm sure that it'll be enjoyed for years to come.
They were both really the driving forces that kept the interest going and kept the McConnell Center on the front burner. I think that was truly a labor of love.
The bells of Worthington ring. In the heat of summer, in the autumn air.
I think for Lou to be able to look back and enjoy those 40 years, and to look about him, see what Worthington is today, see the developments of the City Hall and the police station and this development and that. Look around you, and those are my memorials for 40 years of distinguished and loving service.
I was driving up High Street this morning and I thought, boy, millions of dollars in street improvements and millions of dollars in storm sewer improvements and millions of dollars in physical improvements have gone under the bridge since then. But, you know, the real constant that will stick with me is his involvement, and he is the constant in all of that sort of thing for the last 40 years. Yeah, it's astounding.
He has set a high, very high standard. Lou loves Worthington. I think he loves the residents of Worthington and has been pleased to represent him. And he loved his crew, his team.
On behalf of not just Dave Elder and Ann Elder, he and Nancy have been so gracious to both of us, but the people that I worked with, the men and women over many years, I really should thank him for the unwavering support that he gave us. He was a staff supporter. I will never, ever forget that.
On the village green, always moving to a rhythm. On the village green.
Be the same principled man you've always been. He's leaving the city in good hands.
I'm happy for him. It's not an easy job, I don't think, to every Monday night practically to come to council and be prepared for all the decisions you're going to make that night. I guess we'll survive when he goes, but he's surely going to be missed.
He always thought about other people, and I think because of those things, he was particularly prepared to be a leader of our community, and he did an outstanding job.
I think that he leaves the community in very good stead, and I think that he has earned the right and the opportunity and the chance to continue and do what he wants to do, unfettered by Monday night meetings. I know that he and I have an appointment in 2034. We're coming back to open the time capsule on the front of the new municipal building. So I told him I would drive, and the offer still stands. So, you know, you have to wish both Lou and Nancy the very best for a continued happy life, a continued full life.
I hope he and Nancy will enjoy retired life for years to come.
Enjoy it, and we thank you for all that you've given to the city.
Enjoy these days. Continue to do the things you've been doing. Find some new interests and activities. And you and Nancy enjoy your time together. And your children and all your friends wish you the very best, and Godspeed to both of you.